Hey everybody, it's Brent Harvey with A-Hole Productions, and today is Thursday, which means we get to throw it back. Throwback Thursdays, baby. Today I'm going to tell you a story. The story of film. Now this is kind of an endorsement more than an actual story, but it had a big impact on my life. Back in 2011, there was a TV show or docuseries, however you want to look at it, on Netflix that came out called The Story of Film. And it's 12 or 13 episodes, and it literally goes through the history of filmmaking, from how it was conceived all the way up until the digital era, which is right now. When I watched this, I had already been in film school for a year or two, and I'd already made quite a few films. I had other friends who are directors, and you know, we were talking about story, talking about film, we trying different things. When I saw the story of film and how it broke down not only the history of it, but literally showing the influences, talking about it on a very intellectual level, but to where you could understand it, it changed the way I looked at film. It changed the way I looked at story. It changed the way I looked at characters and everything. So much so that here, 8 years later, it's on Hulu now, and I just rewatched it, and it re-inspired me all over again. After I watched it, I talked to all my friends who are directors, and I was like, have you seen this series? And all the people who, at all different levels of the industry, who had watched this series, we all agreed that we learned more from that series than we did from film school. So I tell you this because I want you to watch it. And if you're watching this video today and it's not streaming, find it, buy it on Amazon, see if any of your friends have it, like figure out where to get it, because it's such an amazing documentary of where film came from. And I say film as in story, cinema. And I'm not just talking about America. I'm talking about Bollywood. I'm talking about Africa. I'm talking about Australia, England, Europe, Spain. Like they literally cover all over the world, all different eras, the French New Wave, how it affected the other parts of the world. Like, it just really is the most in-depth coverage of the story of film. So I encourage you to watch it, and watch it again, and watch it again, and watch it again, and you see, one, you'll see like a lot of actors, directors, writers talk about Hollywood, how, you know, it's like it's so commercial now, and I miss the good old days when, and you'll realize real quick, there were never the good old days when. From the moment the studios opened, they were trying to make $1. And the artists were always trying to balance between making something that's commercially successful and something that meant something to them. You'll see the influences of the films and TV shows that you watch now. You'll see where they were influenced from. You'll see the influences of the directors, the writers that you know today. Or you'll even see the influences of your favorite films that you grew up on. You need to watch it. Whether you're writer, director, actor, doesn't matter. You should know your history and where you came from. Just like, you know, your own personal blood family, and, you know, whatever it is. If you really want to understand and really want to be inspired and be influenced, you should watch that show. So I did, and I did again, and I'll do it again, and I ended up buying it because I want to make sure I always have it, that I can always go back to it, because we're continually growing as artists. We're continually growing in many different ways, and to look back at the past and see how we got here, and see, you know, especially politically, intellectually, how they use their medium to speak about the culture, about the world, you know, apartheid. There's just so much. I mean, there's just so much, and it's such an eye-opener, and it's such a it gives you such confidence, or at least it did for me. It gave me confidence of going, a lot of them, they didn't know what they were doing. And they did not intend to break down barriers or anything. They just had something to say. They picked up a camera, they picked up a pen, whatever it was, and started to say it, and it ended up influencing people all over the world. Which is why we here at A-Hole Productions, we're doing these type of things, and we're going to be releasing many other lesson type programs and things like that, because we want to do the same thing. We want to have an impact on the world, especially artistically, now that arts are being taken out of public schools and things, but yet now we have the internet, we have social media. We want to impact the world. We want to do things, and we pick up our cameras, we start talking, and hopefully we influence, hopefully we motivate, hopefully we give somebody that bit of courage or that motivation or whatever it is that they need to go out and follow their dreams, to put something out into the world that can change the world, that can influence others, themselves, and just on down the line. So go watch The Story of Film. It's called The Story of Film, an Odyssey. Check it out. It'll blow your mind. All the things you don't know or you didn't realize where your favorite film came from or why it was written or TV show. So check it out. Watch it. Let me know what you think about it. If you've already seen it, let me know. I hope you enjoy it. I mean, it's really, if you're thinking about going to film school, wait. Watch this first and see if you don't get what you need to out of this. That gives you the information you need to go do what you do or want to do. All right? So if you want to share this with somebody, please do, because as I just said, we're trying to just motivate the global artistic community and get together and create some great art and influence the world in positive ways. Until next time, this A-Hole is saying goodbye. See ya.